So what are you free?
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Manchester ahead of the Hughie Fury versus Chris Norad fight on Saturday night. With me I've got father and trainer of Hughie, Peter Fury. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? Good.
Yeah.
Well, we're just here at the press conference, this lovely venue. What do you think of this?
Well, it's certainly different. Yeah, it's a good venue. It's different for sure.
Definitely. Let's talk about the fight itself before we touch on other things. Chris Norad, he's undefeated. He's putting that right. He's 0 on the line against Hughie. What's your thoughts on the fight itself?
I think he's tough and he's durable. That's why we've got him. Don't know much about the guy, to be honest. He's come in, like you said, he's undefeated, so he'll be coming and putting it on the line and doing his best. So we'll just have to see. But I don't know much about him, so.
Saturday night, Hughie's coming off a loss against Pulev out in Bulgaria. I mean, it's well documented now that the eye injury, the cut, what was it, the second round?
Second, yeah.
Second round. How is the healing process gone, and is it good to go?
Yeah, it's gone very well. He's had a lot of laser treatment on it, so yeah, he's good to go. The skin's been thinned out, all the scar tissue's been took out, so he's had a lot of treatment on it, and this is partly the reason why he's not boxed since then, to give it time to heal. And but the cut's fine, everything's good.
Read articles with yourself and Hughie saying that if that cut never happened, the outcome against Pulev would have been different. Do you believe it was the cut that caused the problems going into that fight? Or
you've only got to look at the first couple of rounds. Mm-hmm. You know, he was getting into the swing of it, and then when the cut opened up, that was it. Everything went out the window for him. So.
Well, he's in the heavyweight division, obviously, clearly. It's a stacked division, but again, Hughie's fought for 2 world titles now, once against Joseph Parker. Many people, including yourself, thought he won the fight, or know he won the fight. Then he's went to Bulgaria to face Pulev, which not many people have done, or not many people wanted to do. Do you believe that Hughie is done with domestic level now, and he's gunning for the world title, maybe a European title?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, this is a domestic fight when he's having this Saturday, and I believe he's well beyond that. Yeah.
Again, where does Hughie sit? I mean, we've got the 3 top guys in the division. Everyone knows them: Joshua, Tyson, and Wilder. Then there's Dillian White and probably the Joseph Parkers, Povetkin. Would you chuck Hughie in there in that group with Povetkin?
Yeah, he's right up there. You know, he's you know, nobody mentions him because, you know, for what's happened, especially in his last fight. But he's had things to work on, and he's improved them, and I'm looking forward to Saturday to see them improvements.
You said they're going to see more improvements. You're saying I can't remember the article again. You said that it's how he wins, or was it Hughie that said that? It's not about if he wins, it's how he wins, so to speak. Have you been working on different things in the gym?
We're working on a lot of different stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's took a big leap in a lot of things what I've seen wrong, so it's all good. And believe me, it doesn't affect me. Look, this is a young kid, you know. That's, you know, 2 losses for him means nothing. One, it's how you lose, and secondly, you know, for his age, look where he is, and he's not been cherry picked and been guided like other fighters with soft touches, has he?
No.
You know, he's learned his trade properly. And look, when you're fighting people in the top division and you're still learning your trade, then things get exposed. You see where your limits are. And for him, it's all about learning. We're not looking at a guy here who's 28, 29, 30. We're looking at a guy who's fought the best at just 23 and 24. You know, so he's improving, and his body's maturing, he's filling out all the time, he's hitting harder, you know. It all comes over time. There is no world champions gained overnight. And a lot of it is to do with age and maturity, especially in the heavyweights, because we all know heavyweights don't really mature until, you know, 26 plus.
You just mentioned Hughie's age at 24. Is it a case of a couple more learning fights now, or not so much learning fights, but you said he's filling out more good opponents before he takes that title fight for them in world titles? Yeah,
we've got this fight here. You know, we're looking to get him out again as quick as possible. So that's where it's at, and he'll be in a top fight at the end of the year, possibly with somebody in the top 5, at least in the top 10 anyway.
Would you visit the Pulev Parker rematches? Are they on the horizon?
We'd love to have them if we could get them.
over here, obviously, this is against Pulev.
Yeah, we'd love to get Pulev because we just that's a fight we definitely want.
Is that something that the fight that you want is just because of the injury, and you want to maybe right that wrong? Is it?
Yeah, just like to set the record straight there, because I think Hughie's definitely got to beat him with him 7 days a week. Plus, the punches he was hitting Hughie with had no effect to him, so he's not. Pulev's a good boxer, and Pulev's all right and he's awkward, but that's as far as it goes with us anyway. That's what we see. So a rematch would be fantastic.
Oh, I would look forward to that.
I just don't see us getting it though for some reason.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Hughie. He's fought for 2 world titles. You've spoke about him being there or thereabouts in that group below the 3 at the top. So I'm going to talk about the 3 at the top, if you don't mind, like the Wilder fight. Did you see that at the weekend in his knockout? And how would you approach a Wilder fight with Hughie, if you understand? How would you approach that fight? Because everyone stands in front of him gets knocked out. So,
well, for sure, you can't stand in front of Wilder. Wilder will take you out. He's a big puncher. Anybody that thinks Wilder can't punch is silly and they don't know boxing. He's a massive puncher and he's gifted with it. So he's got one punch power to take your lights out with. Especially if he connects clean, I don't care who you are, you're not getting up. Even when he skims past people, you're lucky to get up. So he can hit. That's his forte. But the same rule, Wilder's easily outboxed. Because of the style he's got. And you can't alter your DNA. So Wilder is a boxer's dream to be outboxed. But you've got to stay switched on for 12 rounds. And 12 rounds is a long time not to get it clean. So it swings and roundabouts. So like I said, Wilder's a difficult fight for anybody. But like I said, Wilder, it is beatable. But he's got that one punch power, which makes it very interesting.
Definitely. Well, again, another fight in the heavyweight division that's happened a week after Hughie's fight is obviously Joshua versus Ruiz, Andy Ruiz. Again, it's well documented that not many people, when they look at Andy Ruiz, they think, oh, look at that, he's just a mess, he's not aesthetically pleasing. But he can box. So what's your thoughts on that whole fight?
I think Ruiz is a typical Mexican fighter. Yeah. He can fight and he can box. The guy's had a good amateur record. Look, forget physiques. Yeah, this is the fight game. If he's fit, look, I think it helps in a certain fashion. I think Andy Ruiz Jr. he could do better if he was trimmed down a fair bit more. But certainly he's on a world level. Take Andy Ruiz lightly, you're in serious trouble. But he goes at his own pace, and that will be the undoing of Ruiz. He can't go through the gears. He's one paced. He's got a good pace, and you've got to be on a world level to beat him. Let's put it this way, he's a very good opponent.
You see nothing but Joshua win though, yeah? I
just see him being too physically in front of him, as far as the pace goes and stuff like that. But listen, I've seen. I wouldn't be surprised with an upset because Andy Ruiz can fight. Not to be took lightly. But I just see Joshua just having too much in his physical being for him. Because of mainly the condition, the weight and stuff.
People talk about his fat for a big guy at that weight and that size. He has got fast hands. I mean, you can just YouTube and you'll see the speed of him against Joseph Parker as well.
They say he's got fast hands, but it's the movement.
Yeah.
It's moving like you can move at a slow pace or you can move at a quick pace. That'll be the difference. Moving around and stuff. But basically he has got fast hands, and I rate Andy Ruiz Jr. I think he's a very, very good fighter.
Well, you know the heavyweight division better than anyone, probably. You've been in amongst it for the last.
I've got a good idea.
Definitely. Well, the 3 at the top, obviously your nephew Tyson, you've got Wilder and Joshua. Can you see? Obviously Tyson's fought Wilder and all that sort of stuff. Did you think Tyson won that fight against Wilder? And can you see them 3 getting amongst fighting again against each other?
Of course they will. They'll fight, won't they? Yeah, I think if the fight it would have been anywhere else but his hometown, probably the decision would have been different. But look, when you're going overseas and you're fighting a defending champion, you've got to win it emphatically, and that's just the way boxing is. So the results are what it is. So 100%, they're in the mix, aren't they? So they'll face off each other sooner or later.
Is it promoters, networks in the way? What's making it so difficult? I mean, the fans have been waiting patiently for long enough, haven't they?
There's just it's a boxing is a business, and as whatever I can't speak for their teams, whatever they decide to do, that's the way they're going to go. Maybe they're building it up. I think probably on the horizon, I'd say probably Joshua and Wilder probably next. That fight's well overdue. It should happen.
Definitely, I 100% agree with you on that. Away from the heavyweights then, you've got another fighter in your stable, Savannah Marshall.
Yeah.
How's she looking, first of all?
She's looking fantastic. She's a great talent. And I think it's only a matter of when, not if, she's going to win a world title. She's being guided right. She's getting the right kind of fights. Although this fight is like on short notice, this one. The opponent is nothing special, to be honest, but it's another. She's durable, and she'll give us some rounds. And we're looking to put her in. I think in July, and maybe she'll defend a WBA title. She'll have a few defences of that, and towards the end of the year, she'll be in a good fight, possibly a world title fight.
I'll be remiss if I don't mention her name, Clarissa Shields. It's well documented that the only loss she suffered is against Savannah. The women's division, although it's taken off and it is getting more exciting each and every fight, it's not a deep pool of talent. There's not many of the fighters around. So is the Marshall versus Shields fight, is that going to be an organic fight that's going to happen sooner rather than later? Or
I think one thing to
you're smiling.
One thing to be very certain of: amateur boxing and professional boxing is two different things. So the win to me over Shields in the amateurs means nothing, because it is nothing. I can name you an army of boxers that's done well in the amateurs, not made it in the pros. So it's irrelevant. Maybe a personal thing to Shields, but as far as professional sport and boxing is concerned, to me, I hold no relevance over it whatsoever. But I would say that fight will happen. It's a fight that Savannah wants. She's looked at her style, and both of them believe they can basically beat each other, don't they? So it's a good match to happen, and I think it will happen. But for us, for Savannah, we're looking to probably get her a world title and then go into that as a unification fight.
Because she is a weight above right now, Savannah, isn't she? Could she make the middleweight division?
Well, she's boxing at middleweight and she's boxing at super middle. Right. So she's boxing at both weights. So I think this one here, this is at middle. She's weighing about 74 kilos for this. But she can make 76, no problems. Like she's as tall as me, so it's not a problem.
She's taller than me, which is scary.
Yeah, she's a big puncher as well.
Okay, so finally, prediction for Saturday night with Hughie Fury against Norad, does it? Are we going to see a much different Hughie going into this fight?
That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for Hughie to take his time, relax, and just let his boxing take control and let the quality. Look, we all know Hughie can fight. That's not an issue. So he just needs to really enjoy what he's doing and relax, and I believe he'll put on a good performance.
I did forget to ask one more thing. Do you think Hughie's above the sort of Joe Joyce's, Nathan Gorman's and Dewars at this stage? Or if a fight between one of them three came up, would you take it?
I think it just depends what the promoters want, and what we decide as a team. Hughie's now six years as a professional, and we're looking to get Hughie back on the world scene as quickly as possible. So the good fights and people that's been around quite a while, like Hughie, they're the fights we're interested in, not some more of the up and coming ones.
So some of the veterans.
That's why we released the British title. We're not really interested in it.
So who then? Would it be like a Michael Hunter, a Povetkin type fight? Or you mentioned the rematches, but are you bothered with any names or just anyone in the top 10?
Any names. Look, the end of the year, I said before, if Wilder's looking for an opponent and he can't get Joshua, we'll take Wilder. And who else is there? Povetkin. We'll take Povetkin. September or November, whenever it can be made. These are the type of fights he's looking at.
Good stuff. Well, I think the press conference is about to start again. Pleasure seeing you again, Peter, and look forward to Saturday night.
No
Thanks
problem.
very much.
Thank you.